Hi, I'm Monica, and today we are going to do yoga for strong knees and legs. It's always a good idea to strengthen the muscles around the knee. In my case, I really have to take special care about my knee because I have a bit loose ligaments around the knee. The ligaments are holding the two bones of the knee joints together and create stability. And once they get loose, then the knee joint is not only doing its actual job, which is flexion, so bending the knee, and extension, then it also tends to rotate, which is not good because this leads to knee injury. So I really have to strengthen all the muscles around the knee. And this is very important to understand. The knee is a joint, so yoga cannot cure a knee injury, but what we can do with yoga is strengthening all the muscles around it. And of course, protecting the knee by correct alignment. And correct alignments, considering your unique body, your unique bones, your unique proportions. The most important is, of course, like always, your body is unique and therefore you have to listen to it. And if any of those poses I will show you doesn't feel good for you, then please don't do it. I do not recommend doing this sequence if you have an acute injury. Go see your doctor first and ask if you're ready for yoga, for strengthening the knees. Once you're ready to strengthen the knee, this is really great for you. What I did is, when I had some knee pain, I did restorative yoga for a time, and this is amazing. This helps so good. I will share a video about restorative yoga soon, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my videos. For this sequence you need 2 blocks, or 1 block is also good if you have. If you don't have any blocks, don't worry, you can do it also without. And the blanket would be good, and that's it. So get ready and let's meet standing on our mats. Namaste. For today's class, we begin right away at the top of our mats, standing in Tadasana mountain pose. Feet hip width apart, heel centers between the widest part of the foot. Now let's start by becoming aware of our natural breath. Close your eyes if you want. Take a deep inhale and circle the hands down, around and up. Exhale, hands in prayer position in front of your heart. Breathe in, hands around and up. Exhale, hands in prayer position. One more time. Inhale your whole body with breath. Exhale all the air out. Hands in prayer. Stay here for one more deep breath. And then slowly open your eyes. Bring your hands to the sides of your body. And now begin to roll slowly in front and back of your feet. To the ball of your feet, to the heel, and back. And repeat this. Then come back to center. Now lift all 10 toes and feel how immediately all the muscles in your legs are activated. Root down through the 4 corners of your feet. And the more active your feet are, the more stability you can create for your knees. This is super important. Don't forget to breathe. And now
place the toes back down, spread them out, especially the little toe and the fourth toe, which will activate your outer calves. Draw up through the arches of your feet. Legs are super engaged. Your legs should be straight, but to protect your knee, always microbend the knees a little bit, especially if you're like me with quite loose ligaments, which leads to hyperextension of the knee. And this microbending might be difficult at the beginning, but it's crucial for your knee health. Activate also the muscles of the thighs by hugging them towards one another, and let the inner thighs slightly roll back while outer hip firms in to avoid that the pelvic tilts too much in front. Draw the ribs and the navel in. Broaden across the chest. Lengthen through the crown of your head while continuing breathing down through your feet. Relax your jaw, your shoulders, while keeping the legs engaged. Stay focused, but don't forget to breathe. Inhale deeply. And with the next exhalation, bend your knees as much as you need and fold over your legs. Get heavy. Inhale halfway up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, circle the arms around and come up again into standing. Bring your hands now to the hips. The feet together, big toes are touching. Make sure the heel is centered behind the widest part of the foot again. Engage your calves. Squeeze your thighs together. And then bend the knees deeply, lower your seat slowly and come into chair pose. Straighten the hands over your head and notice if your weight is too far forward. We want it over the heels. Lift the toes and if you can, place them back down. Toes spread apart. Feel the muscles of your legs and around the knee engaged. Pull the navel up and in and don't allow your low back to overly arch. Okay, we're here for 3 more breaths. Focus on the breath. Good. Inhale and rise to standing. Place your feet hip width apart again. And this is very important to have the right stance for our next pose. Place your hands on your hip and inhale deeply. Exhale, step back with your left foot into high lunge, keeping the wide stance here. We want to have our feet here also hip width apart, so we have more stability. If the feet are too narrow, it's hard to be stable and this could be dangerous for your knee. Create stability also by pulling the navel up and in. Big breath in and breath into the back heel. Keep the hands on the hips. Double check also on your back leg. Maybe you have to adjust the length between your legs. Good. And now exhale, bend the back knee. Keep the legs engaged. Inhale, slowly straighten the knee again. Exhale, bend it. And let's repeat this. Inhale, slowly straighten. And exhale, bend the knee. One more time. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. With the next inhalation, shift your weight on the front leg and step back into Tadasana. Exhale. Here again, make sure you have your feet hip width apart. Take a deep breath in before you exhale and step back with your right leg. Let's repeat now on this side. Adjust your stance. The legs should be about 1 leg distance apart and with hip distance to stay stable here. Hands on your hips, push into the back heel. And with activated muscles on your legs, slowly bend the back knee. With an exhale, inhale, come up again. Again, exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, come up. One more time, carefully bend. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend, and now again shift your weight on the front leg and step in front into mountain pose. Now take a block if you have one and place it in between your thighs and push into the block. If you don't have a block, then just do it without. Just thinking of pushing into the midline. This will activate your inner thighs even more, as well as all the muscles around the knee. But be aware that you don't push the block in front. The thighs should be neutral or even slightly push or roll backward, with or without the block in between. Now, we lower the seat, fingers touch the mat, and we come into our second chair pose. Feel the thighs pushing into the block or towards each other, and breathe deeply. With the next inhalation then, come a bit up out of the pose, but not completely. And exhale, lower your seat again. Let's repeat this. Inhale, come up a little bit. Notice if your pelvic is tilting too much forward. Engage your abs. Exhale, down again. Okay, let's repeat this. Inhale, come up. And exhale, sink down. Don't forget to breathe deeply into any sensation. Last time. Breathe in and come up. Exhale, sink down. Great. And with the next inhalation, interlace your fingers behind your back and exhale, fold forward. Let the head be heavy here. Then bring the hands down. Inhale, halfway up. Remove the block to the side. And exhale, step back into downward facing dog. Stretch it out here. Take a deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Let it all go. Stay here for 2 more deep breaths, in and out through the nose. And from downward facing dog, we step now our right leg in front in between our hands. Bring your weight on your right hand. Back heel down and come up into warrior two. The hips should be open and square to the side wall as much as it's possible for you. Adjust your back leg for a nice long stance. Check your feet. We want an alignment from the front heel to the arch of the back foot. Weight evenly distributed between your both legs. The alignment of the legs is very important for your knees, so really make sure your front knee is over the ankle and not past the ankle. And also notice if your knee is falling inward or out. This can cause knee injuries with time. We want the knee over your ankle. So you should see your big toe of the front foot and not your pinky toe and not your second toe. And normally we focus our eyes on warrior two and the middle finger, but this time let's look on our knee. Focus that it doesn't move to one side. Exhale here, muscles are engaged, and inhale, slowly straighten the front leg. Exhale down With the next inhale, slowly straighten the front leg again. Be aware that the knee stays stable. Exhale, go down slowly. Inhale, come up. And exhale, bend the front knee. Let's repeat this. Inhale, slowly straighten. Exhale, carefully bend the front leg. Be aware that the knee is not moving to one side. Last time. Come up. Sink down again. And with the next inhalation, straighten the front leg. Back toes turn in to create more space in the back knee. Pull up through the arches of both feet. Micro bend the front knee, this is important. Feel all the muscles of the front leg engaged. Adjust your stance if you need to. Inhale here. Then draw your front hip back and reach forward. Keep both sides of the torso long. Exhale, bring your hand down or on a block or on your shin. It is not important to reach the floor. Much more important is to keep especially the front leg super engaged. Spiral your chest toward the ceiling. Stay here for a couple more breaths. Inhale, elongate your spine. Exhale, spiral your chest even more. You can look up towards the ceiling or down to the mat, whatever suits your body more. Okay, and with the next inhalation, come up and exhale into Warrior 2 again. Then frame the front foot. Back heel lifting for lunge. Step back into downward facing dog. Deep exhale here. Stretch it out here and then step the left foot in front in between your hands. Bring your weight on your left hand. Open up with the right. Back heel down and come up again. And exhale into Warrior 2. Hips are square to the side wall again. Don't forget to adjust your back leg for a nice long stance. Heel to arch alignment. And let's do the same like we did before on the other side. Again, make sure that you can see your big toe, not the second or the pinky toe. Feet are engaged. They draw toward one another energetically. Check your alignment and, very important, notice how does it feel. Look at your front knee. Engage all the muscles of the legs. And with the next deep inhale, straighten the front leg very, very, very slowly without letting the knee drop in or drop out. You want to see the big toe all the time. Exhale, bend the knee again. And let's repeat. The hip goes up with the inhale and sinks down with the exhalation. Carefully. Be aware of your knee. Last round. Good, then straighten the front leg, back toes turn in, micro bend the knee, engage all the muscles, inhale, reach in front, get long first, and exhale, bring your hand on a block, on the mat or on your shin. If you have your hand on the shin, feel the shin is pressing into the hand. Inhale, get long, exhale, chest spirals up. One more breath here. And after the next exhalation, come back out with an inhale and back into Warrior 2 exhale. Step in front of your mat. We take our block again if you have one. Put it in between your thighs Press against it. Don't forget to engage your calves too. And sink down for chair pose again. Hands reach up, or if this is too much, you can also hold the opposite elbows. Sink down deeply, breathe, and now try to lift the heels. Keep your abs engaged, and bring the heels down again. Inhale, heels up, exhale down again. One more time, inhale, heels up. Stay here. Exhale down. Last time. Inhale, heels up. And now stay here longer. Breathe deeply into the bows. Exhale, sink the heels down and come up. Okay, remove the block. Let's stay here in mountain pose for one deep breath in and deep breath out. Inhale here. With the next exhalation, step back with your left foot into warrior two again. Hips open, check your knee, feet, legs are engaged. And inhale deeply. Exhale, lengthen the side of the waist. And reach forward without moving the knee and come down to Parsva Konasana. Side angle pose. Hands on a block or on your thigh. Draw the breath in. Exhale deeply here. Again, you can look up or down, whatever feels better for you. Let's stay here for 2 more breaths. Remember, you can use both sides of the block, which suits better for you. And then with the next inhalation, slowly come up and back into warrior two. Exhale here. Inhale while bringing the left hand on your left thigh. Reach up the right leg up and stretch it back into peaceful warrior. You can also straighten the front leg here. Stay here, breathe deeply and enjoy the stretch. Okay, last inhale before we exhale back into warrior two. And now we change the direction, so straighten the front leg, bring a block with you. Bring the toes of the right leg in, left leg is in front now. Inhale here. And with a nice long stance, come on this side into warrior two. Exhale deeply. Be aware of your knee and legs. Look at your big toe first. And then stretch in front, get long. And come into side angle bows on this side. Again, hand on the block, on the thigh. Look up or down. And enjoy the pose. Inhale, come up. And exhale into warrior two. Check your knee always. Inhale, bend back into peaceful warrior. Stay here with the front knee straight or bent. Breathe deeply. Inhale here and then exhale back into warrior two. Okay, with the next inhalation, come up, straighten the front leg. And now bring your heels closer together, toes pointing out now, but only as much as it's possible for you. So make sure that this rotation comes only from the hip. You need super strong legs to protect the knee here, and you do not want to force your toes too much outside by compromising the knee. Be careful here. Adjust your legs. Let the toes only turn as much outside as your hip joint allows the external rotation. And remember, if this pose doesn't feel good for you, then skip it. You really have to listen to your body. But for all of you who want to do this with me, make sure that all the muscles in the legs are engaged And then bend your knees and sink your hips down for goddess pose. You can leave here the hands on the thighs, or have them in prayer position, or on the side with thumbs and index fingers touching, whatever you prefer. Stay here, or if you want to go deeper, lift your heels. And this is very challenging, even for me. You can also lift one heel and then the other. And repeat this a couple of times slowly and carefully. And then bring them back to floor, come up again, and step in front of your mat. Now, again, toes are touching, heels behind the widest part of the foot. Last time, I promise, inhale deeply and exhale into our last chair pose. I know it's super exhausting, but believe me, it's so good for the muscles around your knee. We stay here for 3 deep breaths. Engage your feet. Press your legs into the midline. Calves are engaged as well as thighs. Belly in. Almost done. Great work. I know it's hard. We are here for 3, 2, 1. And great. Come up into standing. Feet hip width apart. Take a deep inhale here. And exhale, fold forward over your legs. Get heavy now. Inhale deeply halfway up. And exhale, let it go. Now hold the opposite elbows and rock from side to side. Enjoy the stretch. And then bring your hands back to the floor. Bend your knees and the toes pointing outside. Sink your hips down into our yogi squat, garland pose. Heels to the floor and hands in prayer position. You can always use a block here under your seat to be more supported. Again, listen to your body, what is best for you. In any case, elbows are pushing into your knees and knees are pushing into your elbows. This is so good for the muscles on the inside of your knee. We stay here for 2 more deep breaths. And then slowly remove the block. Carefully bring your hands down. Lower your seat onto the mat. And sit on your mat with the feet close to your seat. Take a block with you. Engage your abs. And slowly come down, laying on your back. Let the feet be close to your seat. And bring the block in between your thighs. Again, push the block together, slightly internal rotation with the thighs, arms next to your body, and with the next inhalation, push into your arms and lift up your hips while lengthening the tailbone forward. Exhale, come down again, and let's repeat this. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, go on your dip toes this time and come down. Feel the difference. Inhale, come up. And with the next exhalation, dip toes and come down. Last time. Inhale, come up. And now I want you to stay here for some breath. Shimmy your shoulders toward one another. Interlace your fingers under your low back if this is possible for you. Gaze is up or toward the chest. Do not look from side to side in this pose. This is important. Press your thighs into the block or towards each other if you don't have a block. Breathe deeply. This pose is so good for strengthening all major muscles of the back body, including the hamstrings. Inhale last time. Go on your tiptoes and exhale very slowly. Lower down your hips. Very good. Great work. Now hug your knees and roll gently from side to side. Give your low back a massage. And you can now go directly into Shavasana or come up and move to a wall nearby. Have a blanket with you or two. And you can sit here on the blanket or do it without. Try out what feels better for you. Here, take your left hip to the wall. So the hip and the wall are touching. Gently swing your legs up the wall and come to lie down on your back. Shimmy your feet closer or farther away from the wall. You have to feel really comfortable here. Feel your thighs falling into the socket of your hip joint. If you like, you can also use a thin blanket under your head, but it has to be thin and flat so your head is not forward. Bring your hands to the sides or one hand to the heart, other one to the belly. Close your eyes. Breathe very deeply here. Relax your shoulders, jaw, the face and your skin, in between the eyebrows. Feel getting heavy here. And sink into the floor. Feel especially your legs relaxing. And let's stay here for a couple of breaths. Just enjoy being here. This feels so good after the hard work we did. Now you can stay here, of course, as long as you want, or come out and join us all into Shavasana. If you come out, bend your knees and slowly roll to one side. Carefully come up and prepare for Shavasana. Lay down on your mat. Feet more than hip width apart. Hands next to your body. Close your eyes and enjoy letting your body getting heavy here. Again, relax every single muscle in your body. Breathe deeply. And stay here in silence for some breaths. You can stay here as long as you want, and whenever you're ready, begin to touch your fingers with the thumbs, circle your wrists, move your toes, your ankles, and then stretch your hands over your head. Bring your knees in, hold them, and rock from side to side. Giving your low back a massage, and then roll to your right side. Stay here for a breath. And then With the eyes still closed, gently push up into a seated position. You can support your knees with blocks below them if you want to. And let's take a deep inhale here together and a deep exhale. With the next inhalation, bring your hands around and up. Exhale, hands meet in prayer position in front of the heart center. Deepen the breath a bit more. Lengthen the neck. Dip the chin. And then slowly blink the eyes open and come back. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.